We believe it to be built in we believe the building that we're standing in now to be built in 1657. However, there is evidence to suggest that the foundation of this building goes back as far as the 11th century. So there has been a building built, it's came down, it's maybe been derelict for a number of years, and something else built on top of it, and then that came down, and then they've came along and built in 1657, they've came along and they've built this building that we're standing in just now, which is a Grade 2 listed building. They built it in 1657. I had an architectural historian from St John's University in Liverpool asked to come and talk to me about it, and he wanted to walk around the building and tell me about what had happened and where things came from in the building, and that was quite interesting. We can trace back through the records back to 1834 who were the managers of it, because it became a matter of public record in 1834, and the original manager was a chap called John Carr. John Carr managed it for 19 years or something like that, but he owned a brewery next door, and that bottle there is an original bottle from the brewery next door, which says John Carr on it, who was one of the original founding managers of the pub. Originally it would have been a Scottish in Newcastle, the brewery Scottish in Newcastle. Originally it would have been a Scottish in Newcastle pub, and it was one of the founding pubs of the Newcastle brewery. So the Newcastle brewery has a logo which is 5 stars, and there were 5 founding breweries that became Newcastle breweries. Subsequently joined with Scotland and became Scottish and Newcastle breweries, and they then in the late 90s I think they were taken over by Heineken, so it's now owned by Heineken. Scottish and Newcastle breweries. However, I own the pub, so I'm a free house, I can trade with whoever I like, but I still choose to maintain the heritage of Scottish and Newcastle and stay with Heineken as it is, because they're Scottish and Newcastle. You'll notice I've still got the blue star of Scottish and Newcastle on the wall outside, because I would like to retain the heritage of the Scottish and Newcastle brewery. From the point of view of the lowlights, we are very sure about our identity. So just who we are and what we do. And what we do is we don't do cocktails, we don't serve tapas, right? We serve pie and chips, pie and mash with peas. We serve fish and chips. We serve pints of Heineken, gin and tonic, and it's a Gordon's. None of this fancy gin, none of this sort of stuff. It's all basic, solid, traditional stuff that we try and do. So that's so you get now. In the last, certainly in the 2 years I've been here, it's changed dramatically because of the pub around the corner, the gin bar. So now you see young girls dressed very smartly, young boys dressed very smartly that drink on the fishkie, and you can see them being in the tapas bar. You see them being in the gin bar, and they come in here and they'll say, "Oh, thank goodness, I'll have a pint of Foster's," because they just want something that they know. They just want something ordinary. So we give them something that they know, and it's always the same, and it's not new. It's not new, and it's not fancy and stuff like that. We also do a cracking Sunday dinner, which is what we do. We've got 35 seats in this pub. Today we will most likely sell towards 150 Sunday dinners with 35 seats. So you have to change them over. So you'll notice that we move, people get up and move and clean the table, and we sit more people down, we sit more people down, we sit more people down. So we move the tables quite rapidly, clean them and get them turned around. So we deliver our customer service. As owners and operators, we insist everybody that is working with us welcomes everybody when they walk in the door. So they say hello to them, they say goodbye to them, they say thank you to them, they chat to them. If they come in by themselves, we make a point of, if there's a customer sitting by themselves, we make a point of finding out whether do they want to sit by themselves and be by themselves, or do they want to chat. And that's quite easy if you're the barman and say, "How are you today?" And they go, "Yeah, fine," and put their head down and ignore you. That's fine. You just want to sit by yourself. That's great. Yeah. However, if you say, "How are you today?" "Oh well, this and that," and they chat away to you, then we'll go and chat to them. And we staff the place in order that we can do that. And that's really important. From my point of view, I want to keep this pub traditional to its values of solid pub food done well, real ordinary beer, real ale, local real ale. I have ale companies contact me every single week. Do you want to buy our ale? No, because we have 3 breweries on the Fish Quay, which is quite interesting. So we have 3 Kings just at the top there. We have Flash House at the other side, and we have Tynemouth Brewing Company, who are all on this Fish Quay.